In the shadows of some of the UK's most iconic cities, there lurk challenges that many would rather not face. Behind the vibrant streets and historic landmarks lies a side of urban life marked by danger and uncertainty. These cities, each with their unique charm, hide a reality that few talk about openly. What makes these places so risky? How did they end up on this list? As we reveal the most dangerous cities in the United Kingdom, the truth about what really happens in these bustling metropolises might surprise you. Ready to find out which cities made the list? Birmingham, the United Kingdom's second largest city, has garnered a reputation as one of the most dangerous cities in the country. This status stems from a combination of factors, including its size, socio-economic challenges, and historical issues with crime. Birmingham's crime rates are notably high in specific areas, with violent crime, drug-related offenses, and gang activity being particularly concerning. The city's large population, over 1.1 million residents, contributes to its complex social dynamics, where pockets of poverty and unemployment create environments where crime can thrive. In some neighborhoods, youth involvement in gangs has been a persistent issue, leading to a cycle of violence and criminal behavior. The city has also faced challenges with knife crime, which has been on the rise in recent years. This trend mirrors broader national concerns, but is particularly acute in Birmingham, where knife-related incidents have often led to tragic outcomes. The West Midlands Police have been working to tackle these issues through various initiatives, including increased patrols, community engagement, and targeted operations against known offenders. Despite these challenges, Birmingham remains a vibrant and diverse city, rich in cultural heritage and economic opportunity. Efforts to address its crime problems continue, with community programs and government initiatives aimed at reducing violence and improving safety. The city's future depends on the success of these efforts, alongside broader economic and social reforms that can address the root causes of crime. Manchester, often referred to as the capital of the North, is a city renowned for its cultural contributions, industrial history, and vibrant nightlife. However, it also carries a reputation as one of the most dangerous cities in the United Kingdom, a status driven by various socio-economic and historical factors. One of the primary issues facing Manchester is its high rate of violent crime. The city has struggled with gang-related violence, particularly in areas like Moss Side, Cheetham Hill, and parts of the city centre. These neighborhoods have been hotspots for gang activity, with disputes often leading to incidents of gun and knife crime. The Greater Manchester Police have long been engaged in efforts to combat these issues, deploying specialized units and community initiatives to reduce gang influence. Drug-related crime is another significant challenge in Manchester. The city is a key hub in the UK's illegal drug trade, with organized crime groups using its strategic location to distribute drugs across the country. This has led to increased levels of associated crime, including violence and exploitation, particularly among vulnerable populations. In addition to violent and drug-related crime, Manchester has seen a rise in incidents of theft, burglary, and antisocial behavior. The city's large student population and bustling nightlife contribute to these issues, with certain areas becoming hotspots for such offenses, particularly during peak times. Despite these challenges, Manchester remains a city of resilience and community spirit. Various programs aimed at youth engagement, crime prevention, and community building are in place, seeking to address the root causes of crime. The city's ongoing regeneration efforts, particularly in areas like Ancoats and the Northern Quarter, are also part of a broader strategy to improve safety and quality of life for its residents. London, the capital of the United Kingdom, is one of the most iconic cities in the world. Known for its cultural diversity, historical landmarks, and economic significance, London is also one of the most dangerous cities in the UK, with a complex and multifaceted crime landscape. One of the primary concerns in London is its high rate of violent crime. Knife crime, in particular, has been a persistent and growing issue, with many incidents resulting in serious injury or death. The problem is particularly acute among young people, with gang-related violence in certain boroughs like Hackney, Croydon, and Lambeth contributing to the alarming statistics. The Metropolitan Police have launched various initiatives, including Operation Scepter, to tackle knife crime, focusing on education, prevention, and enforcement. London also faces challenges with organized crime, including drug trafficking, human trafficking, and money laundering. The city's status as a global financial hub makes it a target for sophisticated criminal networks. These activities often intersect with violent crime, as gangs and organized crime groups vie for control over lucrative markets. The National Crime Agency (NCA) works alongside the Metropolitan Police to address these issues, employing intelligence-led operations to disrupt criminal enterprises. In addition to violent and organized crime, London experiences high levels of property crime, including burglary, theft, and vehicle-related offenses. The sheer size and density of the city, combined with its vast wealth disparities, create opportunities for such crimes. Areas with high tourist footfall, such as Westminster and Camden, are particularly prone to theft and pickpocketing. Despite these challenges, London remains a vibrant and dynamic city, with ongoing efforts to improve safety and reduce crime. Community policing, technological advancements in surveillance, and social programs aimed at at-risk youth are all part of the strategy to address the root causes of crime and enhance public safety. Liverpool, a city with a rich maritime history and a vibrant cultural scene, is also known as one of the most dangerous cities in the United Kingdom. Despite its transformation over recent decades, Liverpool continues to face significant challenges related to crime, particularly in certain neighborhoods. One of the most pressing issues in Liverpool is violent crime, especially related to gang activity. The city has a long history of organized crime, with gangs involved in drug trafficking, extortion, and violent disputes. Areas like Toxteth, Anfield, and Norris Green have been particularly affected by gang-related violence, which often spills over into public spaces, leading to shootings, stabbings, and other forms of violence. Merseyside police have focused their efforts on disrupting these gangs through targeted operations and community outreach programs aimed at preventing youth involvement in crime. Liverpool also struggles with drug-related crime. The city is a key point in the distribution of illegal drugs, both within the UK and internationally. This has led to a range of associated crimes, including violence, exploitation, and a significant number of drug-related deaths. The authorities have been working to combat this issue through increased enforcement, as well as harm reduction initiatives, such as needle exchange programs and support services for those struggling with addiction. In addition to violent and drug-related crime, Liverpool has seen issues with antisocial behavior, particularly in the city center. This includes incidents of public disorder, vandalism, and alcohol-related offenses, often linked to the city's thriving nightlife. Efforts to manage these issues include increased police presence, stricter licensing regulations, and initiatives to promote responsible drinking. Despite these challenges, Liverpool remains a city of resilience and regeneration. Significant investment in urban renewal, particularly in areas like the waterfront and city center, has transformed parts of the city and contributed to a decrease in crime in those areas. Community-led initiatives and partnerships between local authorities, businesses, and residents are also playing a crucial role in making Liverpool a safer place. Glasgow, Scotland's largest city, has long been recognized for its rich cultural heritage and industrial history. However, it has also been associated with a high rate of violent crime, making it one of the most dangerous cities in the United Kingdom. The city's struggles with crime are deeply rooted in its socio-economic landscape, which has historically been marked by poverty, unemployment, and social deprivation. One of the most significant challenges in Glasgow is its history of gang violence. For many years, Glasgow was notorious for its razor gangs, and while these have diminished, the legacy of territorial gang conflicts continues to affect certain parts of the city. Areas like the East End and parts of the South Side have seen persistent issues with youth violence, often linked to socio-economic hardship. The Scottish Violence Reduction Unit (SVRU), established in Glasgow, has been internationally recognized for its innovative approach to tackling these issues, focusing on violence as a public health issue rather than solely a criminal one. This approach includes education, mediation, and offering alternatives to gang involvement. Knife crime has been another persistent issue in Glasgow. Though significant progress has been made in reducing these incidents over the past decade, the city once had one of the highest rates of knife crime in Europe, but sustained efforts by law enforcement, community organizations, and public health initiatives have led to a noticeable decline. Campaigns focused on educating young people about the dangers of carrying knives and providing support for those at risk of offending have been central to this success. In addition to violent crime, Glasgow also faces challenges related to drug abuse. The city has one of the highest rates of drug-related deaths in Europe, driven by a combination of factors including poverty, mental health issues, and the availability of cheap, potent drugs. Efforts to address this crisis have included harm reduction programs, such as safe consumption spaces and increased support for addiction services. Coventry, a city with a rich historical background and a reputation as the birthplace of the British motor industry, has faced significant challenges related to crime, making it one of the most dangerous cities in the United Kingdom. Despite its ongoing regeneration efforts and cultural revival, Coventry continues to struggle with various forms of criminal activity, particularly violent crime. One of the primary concerns in Coventry is the high rate of violent crime, including knife crime and assaults. The city has seen a rise in incidents of stabbings, many of which are linked to gang activity and youth violence. Areas such as Hillfields and Wood End have been particularly affected by these issues, with socio-economic deprivation, unemployment, and lack of opportunities contributing to the cycle of violence. The West Midlands Police have been working to combat this through targeted operations, increased patrols, and community outreach programs aimed at engaging at-risk youth and preventing them from becoming involved in crime. Coventry also faces significant challenges with drug-related crime. The city has become a hotspot for the distribution and consumption of illegal drugs, leading to a range of associated problems, including violence, exploitation, and a rise in drug-related deaths. The police and local authorities have launched several initiatives to tackle this issue, including crackdowns on drug dens, support services for those struggling with addiction, and public awareness campaigns. In addition to violent and drug-related crime, Coventry has experienced issues with antisocial behavior, particularly in the city center and residential areas. Incidents of vandalism, theft, and public disorder have been on the rise, partly driven by the city's large student population and the challenges of policing such a diverse and dynamic community. Efforts to address these problems include increased CCTV coverage, collaboration with local businesses, and initiatives to promote community cohesion. Despite these challenges, Coventry is a city on the rise, with significant investments in urban renewal and cultural projects, particularly in light of its designation as the UK City of Culture in 2021. These efforts are helping to transform the city's image and reduce crime in key areas, though the journey towards a safer Coventry is ongoing. Nottingham, historically known for its association with the legend of Robin Hood, is also recognized as one of the most dangerous cities in the United Kingdom. Despite its cultural richness and recent urban development, Nottingham continues to grapple with high crime rates, particularly violent crime, which has earned the city its challenging reputation. One of the most significant issues in Nottingham is violent crime, including knife crime and gang-related violence. Certain areas, such as Street Inns and the Meadows, have been particularly affected by these problems. The city has a history of gang conflicts, which often lead to violent incidents involving firearms and knives. Youth involvement in gangs is a persistent issue, driven by factors such as social deprivation, unemployment, and a lack of opportunities. Nottinghamshire police have responded with various strategies, including Operation Reacher, aimed at disrupting gang activities and reducing violence through targeted enforcement and community engagement. Drug-related crime is another major concern in Nottingham. The city has seen a rise in the distribution and consumption of illegal drugs, leading to associated crimes such as violence, exploitation, and an increase in drug-related deaths. Nottingham's position as a central hub in the UK makes it a key location for drug trafficking, which exacerbates these issues. Law enforcement efforts have focused on cracking down on drug networks, providing support for those struggling with addiction, and educating the public about the dangers of drug abuse. In addition to violent and drug-related crime, Nottingham also faces challenges with antisocial behavior, particularly in its city center and student-heavy areas. Incidents of vandalism, public disorder, and alcohol-related offenses are common, especially during weekends and university terms. The city has implemented measures such as increased police presence, the use of CCTV, and collaboration with local businesses to address these issues. Despite these challenges, Nottingham is undergoing significant urban regeneration, particularly in areas like the city center and the waterfront. Investment in infrastructure, housing, and cultural projects aims to revitalize the city and improve safety. Community programs focused on youth engagement, education, and social inclusion are also helping to address the root causes of crime. Sheffield, a city renowned for its steel industry and industrial heritage, is also one of the most dangerous cities in the United Kingdom. Despite its ongoing regeneration efforts and a strong sense of community, Sheffield faces significant challenges related to crime, particularly in the realm of violent and drug-related offenses. Violent crime is a major concern in Sheffield, with incidents involving knife crime and assaults being particularly prevalent. Certain areas, such as Burngrave and Pittsmoor, have experienced higher rates of violence, often linked to gang activity and socio-economic factors. The city has seen an increase in youth involvement in gangs, driven by issues such as poverty, unemployment, and limited access to opportunities. South Yorkshire Police have responded by implementing targeted operations to disrupt gang activities, alongside community-based programs aimed at preventing youth from engaging in criminal behavior. Sheffield also struggles with drug-related crime, which has become increasingly problematic in recent years. The city is a key location for the distribution and use of illegal drugs, leading to a range of associated issues, including violence, exploitation, and a rise in drug-related deaths. The authorities have taken a multifaceted approach to tackling this problem, combining law enforcement efforts to dismantle drug networks with public health initiatives aimed at reducing harm and supporting those affected by addiction. In addition to violent and drug-related crime, Sheffield faces challenges with property crime, including burglary, theft, and vehicle-related offenses. These issues are particularly common in areas with a high student population and in neighborhoods that have yet to benefit fully from the city's regeneration efforts. Increased police patrols, neighborhood watch programs, and improvements in public infrastructure, such as street lighting and CCTV, are some of the measures being implemented to combat these crimes. Despite these challenges, Sheffield is a city on the rise, with significant investments in urban renewal and cultural development. The city has focused on revitalizing its industrial areas, creating new opportunities for businesses and residents alike. Community engagement initiatives and efforts to improve social cohesion are also playing a vital role in addressing the root causes of crime and fostering a safer environment. Bristol, known for its rich cultural scene, historic landmarks, and vibrant urban life, is also one of the most dangerous cities in the United Kingdom. Despite its reputation as a hub of creativity and innovation, Bristol faces significant challenges related to crime, particularly in areas of violent crime, drug-related offenses, and social unrest. Violent crime is a key concern in Bristol, with incidents of knife crime, assaults, and gang-related violence making headlines. Certain neighborhoods, such as Street Pauls, Easton, and Hartcliffe, have seen higher rates of violent crime, often linked to socio-economic challenges such as poverty, unemployment, and social exclusion. The city's diverse population and dynamic social fabric sometimes lead to tensions that can escalate into violence. Avon and Somerset police have focused on reducing violent crime through targeted policing strategies, community engagement, and efforts to address the underlying causes of violence, particularly among young people. Drug-related crime is another major issue in Bristol. The city has been identified as a significant point in the distribution of illegal drugs, contributing to a rise in associated crimes, including violence, exploitation, and an increase in drug-related deaths. The city's nightlife and student population also contribute to the prevalence of drug use. Local authorities and police have taken a multi-pronged approach to tackle this issue, including crackdowns on drug trafficking, harm reduction initiatives, and support services for individuals struggling with addiction. In addition to violent and drug-related crime, Bristol has faced challenges with social unrest and antisocial behavior. The city has been the site of several high-profile protests and incidents of civil disobedience, particularly around issues such as environmental activism and social justice. While these movements highlight Bristol's strong community spirit, they have also sometimes led to clashes with law enforcement and public disorder. The city's approach to managing these challenges has involved dialogue with community leaders, a focus on de-escalation, and efforts to balance the right to protest with public safety. Despite these crime challenges, Bristol remains a city of resilience and community activism. The city is known for its strong sense of social responsibility, with numerous initiatives aimed at improving safety, reducing crime, and supporting vulnerable populations. Investments in urban regeneration, particularly in areas like the Harborside and the Temple Quarter, are helping to revitalize parts of the city and reduce crime in those areas. Leeds, one of the fastest-growing cities in the United Kingdom, is celebrated for its economic dynamism, cultural diversity, and thriving student population. However, despite its many strengths, Leeds is also recognized as one of the most dangerous cities in the UK, grappling with significant crime-related challenges. Violent crime is a primary concern in Leeds, with incidents of knife crime, gang violence, and assaults being particularly prevalent. Certain areas, such as Hare Hills, Chapeltown, and Beeston, have seen higher rates of violent crime, often linked to gang activity and socio-economic disparities. The city's diverse population and pockets of deprivation contribute to the complex social dynamics that fuel violence. West Yorkshire Police have implemented various strategies to combat these issues, including targeted operations against gang networks, increased patrols, and community engagement programs aimed at reducing youth involvement in crime. Drug-related crime is another significant issue in Leeds. The city's central location and large population make it a key area for the distribution and consumption of illegal drugs, leading to a range of associated crimes, including violence, exploitation, and a rise in drug-related deaths. Leeds has responded with a combination of law enforcement efforts to disrupt drug networks and public health initiatives aimed at harm reduction, such as needle exchange programs and support services for those affected by addiction.